Hold up, Dolphins fans. This just in. Tyreek Hill might have just hit us with the ultimate plot twist. You know that moment when a player says he's done, then suddenly does a complete 180 and regrets everything? Yeah, that's exactly what happened, just a month after storming out and saying he was done with the Miami Dolphins. Hill is now apologizing and saying he wants to stick around. What's going on here? Did Hill really change his mind? Or is this just a PR move? Well, stick around, because we're breaking it down with some serious hot takes and laughs along the way. Tyreek Hill's "I'm out" moment. So, let's rewind the clock. Back on January 5th, the Dolphins lost to the New York Jets. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, boom. Tyreek Hill drops this bombshell. After the loss, he's frustrated, emotional, and straight up says, "I'm out. Bro, it was great playing here, but I gotta do what's best for my career." Yikes. This is not what you want to hear from your star receiver after a tough season-ending loss. Right? At that point, it felt like a goodbye speech. I mean, we're talking about a player who's been explosive on the field, earning $90 million on a contract with the Dolphins. So, when he says, "I'm done," it doesn't exactly scream, "I'll be back next year." But hold on to your hats, because this is where it gets interesting. Tyreek Hill's apology tour. Backpedal or genuine change? Fast forward a month, and now Tyreek Hill is taking full accountability for his words. On NBC's Pro Football Talk, Hill straight up says, "I'm in a good space now," and admits that the things he said were out of frustration. Who knew Tyreek Hill, the human highlight reel, would be the one serving up the biggest apology of the season? He actually apologized to his teammates and, more importantly, to quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, saying, "Tua, he's my guy, always will be my guy. No matter what, I'm sure he understands my frustration." Well, look at that, Tyreek Hill. Mr. Fast and Furious himself, turning into Mr. Apology. Huh? But hey, at least he's owning it. And if you ask me, I think it's a good look. After all, who hasn't been frustrated at some point and said things they didn't mean? But let's break it down further. Hill is not just apologizing to Tua. He's apologizing to the entire team. He says, "They know I'm not that kind of player." And let's face it, he's probably right. We all know Tyreek's got the competitive fire. And sometimes, that just boils over in the heat of the moment. But at the end of the day, the guy shows up to work every day, does his thing, and gives it his all. The apology might seem like a big deal, but deep down, Hill's always been that leader who gives 100%, and his teammates know that. Was Tyreek Hill just frustrated? Or is there more? Here's the burning question though, was this all just a result of frustration? Or is there something deeper going on here? Think about it. Tyreek Hill is 30 years old, a future Hall of Famer, and he knows that his time in the league is running out. He's been a part of some truly amazing offenses, from Kansas City to Miami, and we all know Hill wants to win. Badly. So, after the tough loss to the Jets, maybe he just needed some space to cool down and reflect. You can bet that when the season ends like that, emotions are high. So, did he really want out? Or was it just the sting of not winning yet another ring that made him lash out? Hill's future with the Dolphins. What's next? Let's talk about what's coming next for Hill. Because, spoiler alert, he's still under contract. Tyreek has 2 years left on his 3-year, $90 million deal, with $65 million guaranteed. That's a whole lot of cash. So it's safe to say he's staying put for a while. And now that he's patched things up with Tua and his teammates, it seems like he's ready to put in the work and help the Dolphins get back to the top of the AFC East. I mean, think about it. He's apologizing and doubling down on his commitment. Hill says, "I'm gonna come back next year and bust my tail for the team, for the guys, for the fans, for the whole city." Okay, Tyreek, I see you putting your money where your mouth is. The Dolphins and their fans have got to be feeling a little more optimistic now. Right? Conclusion. So, what do you think, folks? Is Tyreek Hill's apology tour the real deal? Or is this just a bit of damage control after a heated moment? I'm leaning toward real deal myself. He seems genuinely remorseful and eager to get back to work for the Dolphins. But what about you? Do you believe he'll stick around and continue his Miami career with the same fire we've seen? Or will we see him go full Hollywood in the next few years? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I want to hear from you. And hey, if you're enjoying the wild ride that is Tyreek Hill's NFL journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the drama. Catch you next time, Dolphins Nation, and beyond. And remember, always make sure you've got your apology game on point, just in case. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stick with us for more NFL gossip, analysis, and behind-the-scenes drama. Who knows what'll happen next in the Tyreek Hill saga? Will he lead Miami to the promised land? Or are we in for another chapter of unpredictable moves? Either way, we're here for it. Catch you on the next one. Super Bowl 59 preview. Eagles stand as the final obstacle in Chiefs' historic three-peat attempt. Introduction. Super Bowl 59 is almost here. And it's shaping up to be a historic matchup between two powerhouses in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs, led by the incomparable Patrick Mahomes, are aiming for something that no team has accomplished in over 2 decades, a three-peat. They've already made history by winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and now, all that stands between them and NFL immortality is the high-flying Philadelphia Eagles. Can the Chiefs make it 3 in a row? Or will the Eagles play spoiler and create some history of their own? Buckle up, folks. This one's going to be a wild ride. The clash of the Titans. In one corner, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, reigning champions and the first team to make it to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. Their 17-2 record has been the talk of the NFL. And with their dynamic offense and opportunistic defense, they are primed for another championship run. But standing in their way are the Philadelphia Eagles, who come into the game with an impressive 17-3 record. They've been on a tear, with only 1 loss since September, and that was when their star quarterback Jalen Hurts went down with an injury. This is no ordinary game. This is a clash of the 2 best teams in the league. And both have something to prove. The Chiefs are looking to cement their dynasty, while the Eagles are determined to take down the giant and make their own Super Bowl history. How the Eagles can win. If Philadelphia is going to pull off the upset, it's likely going to come down to their ability to establish the run game. The Chiefs' defense has been solid, but they have been more vulnerable to the run, especially in their playoff games where they allowed over 140 yards rushing. Enter Saquon Barkley, a beast on the ground and one of the most explosive running backs in the league. The Eagles' offensive line is also one of the best in the business. And if they can create holes for Barkley, it could be a long day for the Chiefs. On the defensive side, the Eagles will have their hands full with Mahomes and his weapons. However, they've been elite this season, ranking as one of the best defenses in the NFL. With pass rushers like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, the Eagles are well equipped to get pressure on Mahomes and disrupt his rhythm. Philadelphia's ability to contain the Chiefs' offense, particularly Mahomes' deep passes, could be the key to pulling off the win. How the Chiefs can win. For the Chiefs, it's all about maintaining balanced play. While Mahomes is the engine that powers the team, the Chiefs have morphed into a more well-rounded squad over the past couple of seasons. Their defense has been stout, ranking in the top 10 for both points and yards allowed. But the offense has been inconsistent at times. However, with a week of preparation, Kansas City could unleash a vintage Mahomes performance, and they'll likely need it. The Chiefs will also look for key contributions from their wide receivers, particularly DeAndre Hopkins, who has been somewhat of a disappointment since joining the team mid-season. Hopkins has been quiet in the postseason, but if there's ever a time for him to step up, it's now. The Eagles have been great at defending tight ends, which could lead to Hopkins getting more opportunities to make a difference on the outside. Additionally, the Chiefs will need their defensive line to step up. While their defense has improved overall, they're going to need a big performance from Chris Jones and company to keep Jalen Hurts from controlling the game with his legs and arm. The Chiefs' defense must get Hurts uncomfortable in the pocket and disrupt the Eagles' offensive rhythm. X Factor. DeAndre Hopkins' potential for a big game. Speaking of Hopkins, the Chiefs' big mid-season acquisition has had a rather underwhelming impact so far, tallying only 437 yards and 4 touchdowns in 10 regular season games. However, this is the Super Bowl. Big names, big moments. It's possible that Andy Reid and the Chiefs coaching staff have something special planned for Hopkins. whether it's utilizing him in the deep passing game or making him the focal point in the red zone. The Chiefs have often been known for unpredictable, game-changing performances from players who weren't necessarily in the spotlight heading into the game. Hopkins could become that unexpected hero. And if he catches fire, it could give the Chiefs the edge they need to complete their three-peat. Prediction. This is a hard-fought prediction. The Kansas City Chiefs have been the most dominant team in one-score games in NFL history, winning 17 consecutive games decided by 7 points or less. This streak is no accident. With Andy Reid's coaching, Patrick Mahomes' clutch ability, and a defense that steps up when it matters most, the Chiefs know how to win close games, something they've proven time and time again in this playoff run. However, the Philadelphia Eagles are no slouches. They have one of the most balanced teams in the NFL. With a defense that can go toe-to-toe with any offense in the league and an offense that can overpower opponents with their dynamic running game and capable passing attack. Jalen Hurts has been fantastic all season long, and the Eagles have a team that can disrupt the Chiefs in all phases of the game. The Eagles' ability to control the clock and keep Mahomes off the field